Hello friend, today we are going to discuss how we can use to get and set the value of document with the help of document.getElement by ID name or class name or tag name. Okay, first of all, what we do with our DOM, we can get HTML, we can get text or we can get attribute, and similarly we can set HTML, we can set text, and we can set attribute. We can use inner text to get the inner text of the tag, or we can use inner HTML to get the HTML value, and we can use get attribute to get the attribute, and get attribute node we can use in the same way, but there is some difference we will discuss in practical implementation. And after that we have attribute, also we discuss in our practical implementation. After that we have set method of text and HTML is same, but to set the attribute we have to use set attribute. And after that we have attribute which is same, but we can also use to set the attribute. And after that we have remove attribute to remove a specific attribute. Okay, now we are going to practically implement how we can do this thing in our JavaScript. Okay, in our last video, we see how we can get element by ID, and here we provide a name. Okay. Now similarly, we can use get element by ID, and here we provide dot inner text. Now let's save. You can see we get hello, and then the some dummy text which is hello and dummy text. I'll show you. We have container id here in this div, and we get all of this div container text. Okay, similarly we get inner HTML. Just do that here, HTML, all in capital letter HTML. Okay, now let's save. You can see we get the same result with tag name. Okay, now after that we have get attribute, so that we use get attribute, and after that we provide the name of the attribute. Here I use class name. I want the class name of this attribute. Now let's save. You can see contain, because in this div we have id, we use id to target, and we get the attribute as contain because our class name is contain. And after that we can target also, like we have style, so we use style. Now let's save. You can see we have color cyan because we use here color cyan. Okay, now after that, if we want to target our, for example, I provide here on click, and after that I provide class name xyz. Here I provide on click function xyz, and now we check with the help of this. We use on, and after that C in capital, click on click. Now let's save. You can see we get xyz. Now similarly we can use get attribute node. Here we provide class. Now let's save. You can see we have class, and if we just expand this, you can see we have value contain. Okay, if we target our style, we use style. Now let's save. You can see we have style as cyan color. Okay, now after that we can target our on click. Now let's save. You can see we get attribute name and the value of it. If we want only value, we can just use dot value. Now let's say you can see we get the only value. In case of class also we can have only value. Class. Here we provide class. Now let's save. You can see now after that we have attributes. For that I have to just remove this and use attributes. Now after that let's save. You can see we got all attribute of our container. First is id, second is class, third is style, and fourth is on click. Okay, we got the length also 4. Okay, if we want to target style, we pass the index to 2 because it is array type. Now let's provide 2 here. Now let's save. You can see we get this cyan color. Or if we want the only value, then we provide dot value. Now let's save. You can clearly see we got the value. If we want the name only, then we can provide dot name here. And let's save. You can see we got the name. Okay, now we are going to see how we can set the value of DOM. For that we have same inner text and inner HTML, but we have instead of get we have set attribute, and we have again attribute which is same of our get, and here we have a special one which is remove attribute to remove the attribute. Okay, now we will see how we can practically implement. Okay, here I just use document dot get element by id, and after that I provide container, and then we use dot inner text. First of all we set the inner text. Here you can see our inner text is, you can see here we have contain here you can see we have h1 tag, p tag. Okay, now if I use here hello friend, now let's say you can see this is changed by hello friend, and after that you can see we, okay, here there is something which I don't do, that is dot inner text. Now let's save. You get hello friend here and here, but what if I comment this out? If I comment this out, you can see our hello and some dummy text appear here, or you can see we can also in console. If we run this line, you can see we change the inner text of the container. Okay, now after inner text we can change this with the help of inner, we can change inner HTML. Now here we have to provide the tag because we have h1 tag. Now I just copy this, copy and end with pasting here. Now let's save. You can see our hello friend is now capitalized. Okay, or you can see unreferenced because we have used here, we have used xyz, or which is removed, that's why it is showing an error. Now I just remove, you can see the error is gone. Okay, similarly you can get element and set element of HTML or inner text. You can use inner HTML and inner text, set the value. Okay, now after that I just remove this, and here I use dot set attribute, and here I provide class name. I want to change class name. because we are using id, we cannot change the id. If we change id, then this is not targeting anything, and it will show an error, or it will return null or undefined, or you get some other thing. That's why we can use class name here. And after that, I change this class name contain with a b c. Okay, now after that we have to target here also. I just use get we use get attribute, and here we provide class because we want to get the class name. Okay, now let's save. You can see nothing is changed, but you can here see this is our abc. If I style something, then you can able to see the change. Here I choose style sheet, and here I just remove this, and I use a b c, and then provide background color to red, for example, and I choose border border 10 pixel solid solid blue solid blue. Now let's save. You can see our background color is changed, and our we got a border of 10 pixel solid blue. Okay, if you want to change the color, because we provide in inline tag, you can say inline tag styling, that's why if we change, it will not reflect, because it provide this style to priority. It will provide priority to this style, not our external css. So that's why I am not providing here. Okay, I just changed some decent color. I use green. Now let's see. You can see now it look much better. Now after that, we can use attribute here. Okay, I just remove this. I can remove attribute. Here we have to provide an indexing form, because you see in previous getting method, we get attribute in the index form. So we use, if we want to change the class, we have first 0 index, then 1 index, so we change 1 index value. Here I choose class, and after that I provide a b c. Now let's save. Here you can see it is not changed. Why? Because we have to use dot value to change the value. Okay, now let's save. You can see it will reflect it here. Okay, and after that we have remove attribute. For that we have to just use remove attribute, remove attribute, and here we have to provide the name of attribute we want to remove. Here I want to remove class. Now let's save. You can see we have null because we print the class name, so that's why we get null. Okay, you can see our class is removed. Okay, for example, if I just undo, okay, I just copy this entire line here, copy. Now let's save first. You can see the change. Okay, you can see the change. Now here I paste this, and here we remove our class. Okay, class. Now let's save. You can see this is gone. If we want to remove style, you can see the color of this text is changed. I just remove style. Now let's save. You can see our blue color is gone. Why? Because our inline style is removed. Okay. Now after that, if we want to remove some other thing, we can do with the help of this. If we have like on click, and then we have method something like x y z. Okay, Now if we want to remove this, we can remove this with the help of style. We use on click. Now first let's print this without on click. First I just commenting this and let's save. You can see it print us xyz. Okay, now I just uncomment this. Now let's save. You can see it will show us null. Why? Because this on click is removed with the help of this remove attribute method. So that's it for today's video. Hope you like this video. If you did, please subscribe my channel, share with your friend, and bye bye.